I don't know about you guys, but I am missing my garden right now. It is mid-February, and so it is time to start my seeds. The first round I am going to do here are the Snapdragons. They are cold hardy plants, and so I will be starting them early and then hopefully plant them out mid-April. For me, I like to pre-wet my soil. I put enough water in it so that when I make a ball, it'll stay as a ball. And I do this because I want my soil to already have moisture to ensure that my seed, when I put my seed on top of that soil, it'll stick, it will stay, and it won't float away. Snapdragon seeds are very small. Like you almost can't even see it. And so when I sow Snapdragon seeds, I'm very careful. I try my best to put at least 2 in each of those cells. And then when it comes to watering, I like to use my mister. I pump it really well and I put it on the most gentle mode ever. And I gently water over the seeds, making sure that I don't move any of the seeds. I don't want them to move. I want them to stay in the center as much as possible. And then I like to cover the whole entire thing with vermiculite. This will help to keep the soil moist and also fight against the algae. So this is the method that I have found that has worked for me. Bottom watering my Snapdragons that first night, letting it get a really nice soak. And then the next morning what I'm going to do is take that mat out, take everything out, dump all that water out, and then the seed will just sit in that tray until they are ready to be planted outside. What I've learned is when I leave the mat on it like that, it just builds a lot of algae, a lot of moisture, and my seedlings get overwatered, and I don't need that. That was through a lot of trial and error. There are way easier ways to grow Snapdragons, I can assure you, and you can definitely try those other methods also. But this is the method that I like and that works for me, and so I will definitely continue to do it this way. I learned this method from Garden Answer, Laura from Garden Answer, and I've just never gone back. These trays also are awesome. They are very hard and sturdy and strong. I could just hold it like at the tip and it would still be like my whole entire tray would still be like, it won't tip over or it won't fall over. And so I love these trays. I think I ordered them from Gardener Supply, and yeah, I just love these trays. I will also be growing some Russian statice. This is my first time growing them, and so I hope that they will turn out well. Their roots are sensitive, and so that's why I'm using these coconut coir plugs. And also they make these flowers. The reason why I'm growing them is these flowers are great for as dried flowers, and so I definitely want to keep them, if I do end up growing any, keep them as dried flowers over the winter to look at and to make in arrangements and decorations and such. And what I'm doing here is just pre-soaking the coconut coir, and what they'll do is expand and grow tall as they soak up that water, and then I will put the seeds into the center. And here are the Snapdragons, all cozy and ready to go. I am growing this year Potamic Lavender, Potamic Ivory, Potamic cherry and Potomac orange. I have found that I am able to have more luck growing the Potomac varieties, and so that's what I'll be doing this year, just all Potomac. And I'm putting them on heat mats. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I don't think you need the heat mats. For the last several years, I've seen all over YouTube this method called soil blocking, and I watched the videos, I did a little bit of research, and I just thought it was confusing. The soil mixture was confusing, and the ingredients that were being used were kind of expensive, and so I didn't really want to invest in it yet. This year, I have decided that I wanted to be more mindful of what I'm using in my garden and also be less wasteful and thinking more future regenerative gardening. And so I decided to watch a couple more videos, did some more research, and decided to order my soil blocker here and these cafeteria trays. These are all ordered from Amazon. This one is the Landbrook soil blocker, and then these are just simple cafeteria trays. The ingredients I'm using in my dirt today, I just used whatever that I had in the house. And so I took potting soil mix and I sifted it through very well, and then I hand picked out all of the big chunks, threw that away, and then I put in some wool pallets that I had ordered about 2-3 years ago that I never used, and that was stinky. So if you're planning to use that, I'm warning you now that it's kind of stinky. It smells like a farm, let's just say that. And so I threw that in there, like a handful, like half a cup. And I think for this mixture, I did 2 handfuls maybe. And then the trick is to get your soil really wet. Like you want it to be like creamy peanut butter wet. And like you should still be able to see water on the bottom of that tub. And so that was really fun to do and to mix that all up. And as you can see here, I'm using the soil blocker and I'm twisting it. I'm scooping it into the soil blocker and twisting it, doing that several times, and that's the trick. That's how you get the soil in there really well. I watched a lot of Bree from Blossom and Branch and Am I Gardener, and watching them all do that soil blocking and how to grow vegetables, and that's what's really motivated and encouraging me to try this. And I had a lot of fun doing this. As you can also see, I am very much a suburban small scale gardener, so I didn't get the long big old trays. I got small ones that would be able to handle just enough seedlings for me to grow. I didn't want to grow too much, and as you can see here, the soil blocks are coming out really nice because the soil is really nice and wet. And what I'm planning to do today is start my plants that will take a long time to grow, like peppers, and then cold hardy vegetables like broccoli, and then I'm doing some feverfew flowers. As you have also seen, I've had to sacrifice my beautiful scraper so that I can use it to level off the bottom of the soil blocker to make sure that each block will sit nice and flat on the tray. And so now that one can no longer be used for cooking, and I'll have to go grab another one. But you will definitely need a scraper like this because it helps so much to make it so nice and flat to sit beautifully on the tray. All right, so we're finally ready to put the seeds into each indentation in the blocks here. This is feverfew. I've tried growing it before, and I think it was last year, and I failed miserably. I lost a lot of seedlings last year because I was gone for a week on a work trip, and so this year I'm not going on any work trips, so I decided to try to grow the feverfew again, but grow it using the soil blocking method. This is plan B. Plan A, I already have some that are winter sowing outside right now. And so I hope that I'll get something this year, either from the winter sowing method or from these soil blocks. And here is an update just 4 days later, and my broccoli is doing very well and it's already sprouted. I'm so excited about this, and I hope that they'll survive and that I'll take good care of them. The peppers that I'm growing, I forgot to mention, are habanero, jalapenos, and one that I cannot pronounce. And I am not going to try to pronounce it. It starts with an SH. Epic Gardening grows it, and I forgot how to even pronounce it, so I'm not going to attempt it. I did my first watering of the soil blocks. You have to bottom water, and so I poured water very slowly, gently between each of the rows there in the tray, and the blocks just soak it up. They just sit about for an hour in the water, and they do great. I did put vermiculite on top of all the soil blocks to try to help fight against any algae that may grow. And these peppers and tomatoes, I do not expect them to sprout anytime soon. They will take a while for them to sprout. They are sitting on top of heating mats because they like it hot, and I did put humidity domes on top of them, and so far they are doing very well. You guys, I am so proud of my baby Snapdragons. I have never seen them this healthy before. Look at those leaves. They are so bright and green and chunky. These were started on February 21st, and it is now the first week of March, and they are doing so well. I think it could be because I'm doing less of the fan. I only do an hour of the fan, and then I also found green algae, and I quickly scraped them out and did an extra layer of vermiculite again, and I took out all the smaller seedlings, kept only the big ones, and they are so happy. I have never had Snapdragons this healthy before. I'm so excited. I did lose the whole tray of the Potomac cherry, and so I don't know what happened. They grew, but they stayed very itty bitty small, and so those guys, I just tossed it. It just wasn't worth it. It'll just be ivory, lavender, and orange this year, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Look how gorgeous they are. These are the Russian status. They are doing very well also. They just keep sprouting even though I cut out the other seedlings, but they're doing very well. Very easy to grow and sprout Russian status. For sure, I recommend to grow. And then back there are all the violas, and they're doing great too. This will be it for my video on early seeds I start in the spring. I will definitely keep you guys all updated, and in my next video I will start the rest of my seeds, and so I'm super excited. I hope you all are having a great day. Until next time, bye bye.